What we want to do is be able to rotate a particular image by whatever we want to happen around whatever point we want it to be rotated around. So there's certain things we actually do have to have. Hayden, we're writing notes now. Are you good? Good. So we need to know the centre. We generally call this 0, just because it's the centre of our axes and things. And we need to know by how much. What do we need? What do we measure how much in? What do we measure how much in when we're rotating? Ollie? Degrees, good. We can measure it in one other thing, the more simpler version. Kind of. Is it? Fractions of a turn. All right, so we've got those two ways of measuring. They're both adequate enough. So we might have quarter turns, half turns, full turns. All right, or we might have it in degrees. There's no point in going over what number, because we get back to the beginning. What's the number? Yep. Perfect. From 0 to 360. Now, there's just one other thing that we might need to know if we're doing turns. For this one, we need to know something. For this one, we don't need to know it. What might that be? Need to know if I'm doing this one, especially this one. Don't need to know for this one.
Which angle you're rotating on, if it's 300, if it's a 3D space.
Nearly.
Like the x-axis or the z-axis.
Yeah, in 3D you would definitely. Esther? Okay, our direction, all right? And so our direction, when we're using turns, we use, what are the two words?
Clockwise and counterclockwise.
Clockwise. So that's talking about an analog clock and which way round it goes, and anti-clockwise.
Or if you're using an American worksheet, counterclockwise.
Oh, we're not using an American worksheet. Okay, so those are the things we need to know. We need to know where the centre is, by how much we're going to measure it. So if we have a look at a couple of examples. If I had a flag, we like flags.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm moving this flag centre 0 by a quarter turn clockwise. That means that I need to go to the centre and then out at a right angle for each one, and the same distance, to the centre and out at a right angle. So I'm going to get this. I also want to have something that indicates which was my original and which is my image. Peter, could you just turn the light off at the back? We've got a runway on the screen. Just going to grab these two too. Just to get rid of the runway. Okay, so that's the easy version. Clockwise, going this way. All right, that's pretty easy. Why I said we don't have to do it with degrees is because with degrees we have positives and negatives. So if I was drawing the same thing and doing it with degrees, and I said I wanted to do 90 degrees around 0, that was my instruction. What would happen then? Now, this is the most confusing thing ever. I've never understood why it happens this way. But 90 degrees means go which way, do you think? Anti-clockwise. You read me. Right? It doesn't make sense, but that is how it works.
But when you start from flat, it goes 90 degrees.
In rotation, 90 degrees means we go this way.
Huh?
So if it's positive, it goes this way. If it's negative, it goes clockwise. I don't know why. It's just how it is.
Because it's different.
That's dumb.
I know. I've always thought so. There's other things that are dumb in maths too, but we haven't got to some of those. But that's what happens. So when it is measured in degrees,
Why don't we just go like 90 degrees if it's that way? And if it's that way, then it's like, I think it's 270 or
yeah, we can stick to that, but we've still got to remember that this is the 90. 270 will be over here. All right? So negative 90 and positive 270 will be the same thing. But when we do rotation, we go backwards for some reason. I don't know why. Never have figured it out, but that's the rules. All right? Now, it's really easy to turn on a spot. It's way more difficult when the spot is not on our shape. So if we've got something like this, square flag this time, and the spot is here, all right? If this is our diagram and we are rotating this by negative 90, around 0, that means we're going that way, clockwise, but we've got to think about where the 0 is. So each time, 90 is a nice right angle, that's why I chose it. We go down and then we go out. That's the first point. We go down and then we go out. That's the second point. We go down and then out. Here's the third point. My shape is going to end up here. Now, when you have squares in your book, it's way, way, way easier. The other thing you can use is you can use a piece of paper that you can see through and you can move it like that. But whatever the angle is, it's important that the angle between the point and its image, in this case, is a right angle because it's 90 degrees. All right? So that's what we're going to play with today.